I have to admit that in 2008, when both Arthur C. Clarke and Michael Crichton died, that there just wasn't going to be any more good science fiction. I mean, that was the peak right there, and fortunately, I was wrong. So there was a great book that came out that's, I mean, equal to anything that Clarke wrote, The Martian, by Andy Weir, which he wrote in the weirdest of ways. Is like a blogish sort of thing online that then got self-published, that then became a multi-million copy best-selling movie, yeah, and everything, which is pretty cool because he was just a software engineer before that, like me. But when you write one of the best novels of all time as your first book, it's hard to come back from that, if you want to keep on as a writer, which he decided he was going to do. Follow the lifelong dream, right? By the way, this stuff is delicious. This boble. Mango. So anyway, he published another book that I didn't read. It got really bad reviews and everything. But now he's on his third book now, which is this one, Hail Mary, Project Hail Mary, which I have to tell you is really, really good. I mean, this is a page turner right here. It's very much in the same sort of vein as The Martian, except for all of civilization is in the balance. Yeah. Okay. Spoiler alert here. We're gonna talk about the book, and what's in it. So I won't ruin the ending, but there's gonna be some stuff. So the premise that he comes up with is that there is this biological organism, single-celled, that is able to convert energy into matter and matter into energy. Again, Andy Weir is not a scientist, so there's a little bit of hand waviness here, but you accept that premise. So they're infecting the sun and a bunch of other stars nearby. So basically, Earth is going to freeze over because the sun is going to lose its energy output to these creatures that are growing exponentially. And so they've got to figure out a way to stop them from turning the Earth into a little snowball. So it's interesting. It's also written in a sort of present events and then flashback to reveal a lot of the plot points. I'm not always a fan of doing things that way, because your characters don't seem to be, I guess, fully fleshed out until you've gotten all those past pieces. So you're just kind of wondering what their motivation is. But in this case, Weir does this really interesting thing where the main character has amnesia and is only remembering his life before this book in pieces. So he starts out having no idea who he is and why he's there and what he's doing, and then has to figure it out. And you get pieces back in time that explain his story more and more as you go, which is, I guess, an interesting way to do that literary technique. It gets your backstory in flashbacks that are revealed memories. But mostly, what I like about this book is the way that it's just very, very science driven. It's just a nerdy book, much like the Martian was just a very nerdy book. So it's there's more science than fiction, really, which is fun, and he explores a lot of interesting potential ideas, and is really thought out. If you had such a single-celled organism that could, convert energy into matter and matter into energy, how useful would that be, as a technology as well? which is also pretty awesome. So I'd highly recommend. Go out, find it somewhere, the library, whatever, read it. It's a good book.